Hey, ELD1, how are you? I hope you are doing well. Listen, we are coming up to the end of the school year. We have 3 days left this week and all of next week as regular days. So just keep that in mind. Keep working on your Rosetta Stone, and you got Quizlet on Friday. And you were supposed to have read this week and all this different stuff. So we are going to look at Two Were Left. You were supposed to have read this on Monday. So we are going to now read it together. And here we go. Two Were Left, a short story by Hugh B. Cave. All right, so it starts off with, and he knew that Nimic was hungry too. One of us will soon be eating the other, Nani thought. So, okay, if I had to make a guess based off of that picture and those words, I would predict that Nimic is the dog, based on the way it's said, and that Noni is another character who's looking at the dog, and he says, we're hungry. So either I'm going to eat that dog, or that dog, and that would be terrible. I would hate to be in that. So,
lost my tooth.
So here we go. Two Were Left. The story Two Were Left takes place in the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic is the area of land and ocean around the North Pole. All three of you have come in and interrupted. Please close the door. The story Two Were Left takes place in the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic is the area of land and ocean around the North Pole. It is frozen most of the year. In the spring, the Arctic Sea breaks up. This creates large ice floes and small ice islands. People can get stranded on ice islands. Full of fear, they may float in the sea. If no one finds them, they will die. Ooh, it's a good beginning. All right, so two were left. Noni and his dog Nimic are alone. They have not eaten in 3 days. What will they do? Have you ever gone 3 days without food? That's a long time. You're going to be hungry by those 3 days. On the third night of hunger, Noni thought of the dog. Nothing else lived on the ice island. Noni lost everything. He had only Nimic, his devoted, loyal husky. And now the two were alone. They were stranded on the ice. They eyed each other. So a dog is devoted and loyal. Those are good words. And if you have a dog, you probably know that your dog is devoted to you and loyal to you. They stick close to us. They love us. They care for us. And yet he's in a desperate situation where he's thinking he might have to kill his dog, his friend, in order to survive. And then they have this phrase, they eyed each other. It's like when you're kind of checking something out. They're looking at each other, and they both know what the other is thinking. I'm going to eat you. No, I'm going to eat you. Noni's love for Nimic was very real, but Noni knew that the men of his village killed their dogs. They did it when there was no food. They did not think twice about it, and he knew that Nimic was hungry too. One of us will soon be eating the other, Noni thought. So, that so ... we as readers have to fill in the blanks. So I would rather survive and kill my dog and eat my dog, kill me and eat me, because I don't want to die. So I want it to be me. He could not kill the dog with his bare hands. Nimic was powerful. A weapon like a knife was needed. Removing his mittens, he unstrapped the brace from his leg. He had hurt his leg a few weeks ago. He had made the brace from pieces of leather and iron. He put one of the pieces into the crack of the ice. Then he began to rub the other against it. Nimmick watched him. He worked all night. At dawn, his task was complete. Noni pulled the finished knife from the ice. He touched its edge. The sun reflected from it. "Here, Nimmick," he called softly. The dog watched him suspiciously. "Come here," Noni called. Nimmick came closer. Noni saw fear in the animal's eyes. Weakened by hunger, the dog dragged his body forward. Noni's heart wept. So, as we can see in the picture here, Noni is using his tools to sharpen one to use it as a knife or a spear. And he's calling the dog closer. And the dog's suspicious and walking up slowly, dragging his body like he doesn't want to. And then it says Noni's heart wept. To weep is to cry. To weep. Wept is the past tense. But his heart weeps. It means inside he's going, I don't want to kill my dog. My heart is sad. Now is the time to strike. A terrible feeling came over Noni, and he started to cry. He would not hurt Nimmick. He cursed the knife and threw it far from him. He fell. Now the dog growled. He circled the boy's body. Noni was sick with fear. Without the knife, he was defenseless. He was too weak to go get it now. And Nimmick was hungry. The dog circled him. Noni heard his breathing from behind and knew Nimmick was getting close. He prayed for the attack to be fast. He felt the dog's breath against his neck. He knew this was the end. Then he felt the dog's hot tongue. Nimmick was licking his face. Noni's eyes opened. He did not believe it. He pulled the dog into his arms. Then he began to cry. So he's got his knife and he's going to kill the dog. Oh, I can't do it. That's my dog. Throws the knife aside. Now the hungry dog is coming up. And Nimmick knows he's going to get eaten. He's crying and he's just waiting. And he's waiting. But then the dog's licking him. The dog's not going to kill him. The dog's not going to eat him. What's so surprising is that both characters had the opportunity to kill the other. And yet neither of them did. They remained friends. The plane came out of the south. The pilot looked down. He saw something flashing. He turned his plane. He saw a shape. It looked human. Or were there two shapes? He set his plane down and went to them. There were a boy and a dog. The boy was unconscious, but he was alive. The dog whined. He was too weak to move. A short distance, there was a shiny object. It was what caught the pilot's attention. It was a knife stuck in the ice. It moved gently in the wind. Yay for both of them! So they didn't kill each other, and by throwing the knife, as we can see in the picture, the sun sparkled and reflected off of the knife, and the pilot saw that, and he came to see what was going on. They got rescued! Yay! And neither of them had to kill the other. That's happy ending. Okay, so that's hopefully you understood what the story means. And then what you're going to do tomorrow is you are going to read this. So I tell you what, let's go back and let's just practice the first paragraph together. Right here. So practice reading with me. On the third night of hunger, Nani thought of the dog. Nothing else lived on the ice island. In the breakup of the iceberg, Nani lost everything. He had only Nimic, his devoted, loyal husky. And now the two were alone. They were stranded on the ice. They eyed each other. Noni's love for Nimic was very real. But Noni knew that the men of his village killed their dogs. They did it when there was no food. They did not think twice about it. And he knew that Nimic was hungry too. One of us will soon be eating the other, Noni thought. So, all right, let's go over some specific words here. We've got Noni and Nimic, devoted, loyal, husky, ice, island. And notice for island, it's not Iceland, it's island. Ice, island, stranded, eyed each other. They eyed each other, which means they looked at each other. They eyed each other. Village, village, twice, twice. So, and you have to say it like that because that's how we would read it. It's like, so, you know what I'm thinking. I'm going to eat you. So, all right. Good. All right. Hopefully you practiced. And we'll talk to you guys later. Take care. ELD1.